Okay, this is Algebra 1, Chapter 7, Section 1, and we're going to start talking about polynomial functions. So here's some examples of monomials. Remember that mono means one, like there's one term. These are not monomials. Notice this has two terms in it. Also two terms. This one, the variable is in the denominator. The variable is in the exponent, or there's a negative exponent. So those things are not monomials. These things are. The degree of a monomial, excuse me. So the degree of this one is 2. This one would be 4. I'll tell you why in a minute. This one is 6. This one is 0. So look at what we're doing here. There's only one exponent, and it's 2, so that's its degree. I have two variables in this term. The exponent here would be 1, and the exponent here is 3. So added together, that makes 4. 3 plus 3 is 6. And as we know, a constant term, this would be like negative 3 times x to the 0, right? Because we know that anything to the 0 power is equal to 1. So negative 3 is a constant, and all constants have a degree of 0. So a polynomial is a monomial or a sum of monomials, and each monomial is called a term of the polynomial. The classification of one that has two terms is a binomial. The classification of one that has three terms is a trinomial. The degree of a polynomial is the greatest degree of any of its terms. So this one, the degree would be 1. This one, the degree is 2. And we often talk about standard form. We want to put our polynomials in standard form. And to do that, and generally standard form is only when we're talking about a polynomial in one variable. Like this is a polynomial in x. There's only one variable. So you start with the highest degree term listed first, and then all the other terms are listed in descending order of their degree. So let's look at some examples. So let's say I had this, and I wanted to put it in standard form. Obviously, this term is going to be first because it's got the highest degree. So the standard form would be negative x cubed plus 15x plus 3. There are 3 terms in this polynomial. The parts of the polynomial, this is obviously the leading term. It's the first term. This is the leading coefficient. This is the degree. And this is the constant term. The degree is 0. Notice how these are in descending order. Degree 3, degree 2, degree 1, degree 0. This first section, when we talk about adding and subtracting polynomials, I'm just going to show you the way I do it because I think it's easier. So because I'm adding everything in here, I know that none of these signs are going to change, right? So I'm going to take this first term, and I'm going to line it up with its like term, which is this one, because you can only add x squared terms to x squareds. So this is positive 2x squared. Done with that. Positive x cubed, that goes over here. And minus 1. Oh, I'm not going to put it here, though, because that's not a constant term, right? This polynomial doesn't have a constant term, so I'm just going to stick my constant term right there. Okay, I'm going to draw my line, and now I'm just going to add them up. 2x cubed plus 1x cubed is 3x cubed. Negative 5x squared plus 2x squared is negative 3x squared. X plus 0 is positive x. And 0 minus 1 is minus 1. Do you have to do it this way? No, but I think it's easy way to keep things organized. So what happens when you're subtracting? So now I want to subtract everything in here, and I know if there's if you're subtracting that, there's really a 1 right there, which means you're multiplying all these terms by -1, which means what? That we're going to just change all the signs, right? So again, I'm going to take this -2n squared, but it's really negative, so it's a positive 2n squared. Let's take the constant. It's -4 here, but negative is a positive 4. But I have to squeeze that term in there somewhere. And it's going to be a -2n instead of positive, so I'm just going to squeeze it right there. And I'm going to add 4 plus 2 is 6n squared. 0n minus 2n is -2n. And 5 plus 4 is 9. Just be real careful when you're subtracting that you're changing the signs of everything in parentheses. It started out negative, now it's positive. Started out positive, now it's negative. Started out negative, now it's positive. All right. That is it for 7.1.